Hello and welcome to Sincere Tarot. Welcome to my hotel quarantine. I'm going to be out later today. But anyways, this is what do you need to know for August, and we are going to start with Aries. So what does Aries need to know for August? And let me know in the comments below what you think of my new format. This way, I'm going to be able to do a lot more videos, okay? All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know. Ultimately everything's going to turn out all right, okay? Promise. So the energy we have in the past for what you need to know is the Three of Pentacles. So this might have something to do with work or a relationship, because relationships are work. Sometimes this can be like you, the other person, and the relationship itself, okay? But it could have something to do with money, finances, where you live, because pentacles are the real three-dimensional things. And it could be like work, investment, finances, maybe where you have a few staff hired or something. It could be a work relationship, all right? Now you are coming up as Temperance. So right now, this month, you have the patience of a saint. This is a really awesome energy. It is a major arcana. So even if on the surface you might be a bit stressed, spiritually you are in the right place. You're being balanced, you're being modest, you're not making any rash decisions. You're really waiting and seeing, being quite cautious, I would say, in your approach. How do you feel the ocean? Drop by drop, my friend, drop by drop. That's what the Temperance card is all about. However, what you need to know is the Eight of Swords. So this could be you or another person, okay? I'm going to speak as if it is another person, but it could be a different aspect of you. So there is some sort of block in your mind, okay? So like spiritually with this Temperance card, I mean, you're solid, right? But I feel like mentally you are ignoring something going on, right? And it could have something to do with this energy of the Eight of Cups. I feel like you might be lying to yourself in a way, and it is like a protective thing that the ego does, okay? Trying to protect us from negative thoughts and feelings, really. But there's something I feel like that's really upsetting you, that's really unfulfilling. It's not satisfying. It's not everything you need it to be emotionally, right? And you are not seeing that. I feel like when it comes to your manifestations, you know, you think it's going to be one particular way and it's not going one particular way. And so you're totally in denial of that, all right? The outcome, this is good, all right, is the Nine of Pentacles. Look, at the end of the day, if this is work, if this is a relationship, chances are you are going to end up single or doing your own thing when it comes to business, okay? Doesn't mean forever, because this is a minor arcana, right? So I'm not saying like if you are in a relationship or if there's some difficulty with work or some other related aspect of your life, right? I feel like right now you'd be better off on your own, right? But that doesn't mean like it's going to be forever. We're only talking about the month of August, okay? The Nine of Pentacles is someone who is single or, you know, solo, but at the highest level of themselves, okay? I feel like what you might actually be hiding from yourself is heartbreak, okay? You or someone else or your work, there was some sort of betrayal, okay? And it hurts you probably more than you realize, and you're not feeling completely fulfilled because of it. What you need to know is that you are a high status woman or man, right? You are up here, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, because we all have divine masculine and feminine, okay? What you need to see is that you are a goddess. You are a divine feminine. Your standards are so high. I feel like this is suggesting to me that maybe when it comes to work or this particular relationship or whatever other aspect it is, that you have been lowering your standards, and what you're going to come to realize is that this isn't enough for you, at least not right now, okay? At least not this month. And what you truly need is to be treated like a queen, like royalty, all right? Let's just get two more cards. Yeah, so I would say you are feeling really betrayed, and it's actually like you're done, right? Tens, I know that can be a scary card, but tens, they're finished, they're done, it's over. It's like the last, you know, the last straw, the straw that broke the camel back. It's like you've given up, but almost in a good way. You've released resistance, all right? And so now you're truly ready to move on because you know this is over. Part of what you need to know as the Princess of Swords is to have an open mind. So what I would do is I would have the attitude of a detective, all right? So curiosity, looking at things with a new perspective, just to be like, I wonder what this is like. Let's explore this perspective. So have a flexible mind, okay? Let's get one last piece of advice for you. The Hanged Woman, patience, patience, patience. I would not be making any rash decisions right now. Sit and wait, and you are coming up as that Temperance card, so I think you'll be able to do just that. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Hello, Taurus. So I've just asked, what does Taurus need to know for August? I've shuffled, and now I'm just going to cut the deck. What does Taurus need to know for August? Let's see what comes up. Ooh. Cool. Interesting. Wow. All right. So this is what this has to do with. This is the energy in the past, is the Emperor. This can be like a father figure. It can be like some sort of structure, whether it's like work or a family structure, or it can also be a boss, like some sort of male or masculine authority figure, because honestly, some, tough woman can come up as the Emperor as well, if they're really heavy in their masculine. So it has something to do with that type of energy, all right? And it could also be you as well, or in Aries, right? You are coming up as the Strength card. So that suggests to me that it makes me realize you are super tough. You've been through so many trials and tribulations, so many ups and downs, but you keep moving forward. You are so strong and you can get through anything, okay? What you need to know is the King of Wands. So this could be you or someone else, all right? I'm going to just kind of speak as if it's you, but actually I'm kind of feeling it's another person, right? There might be this like fire sign energy, someone who really puts someone who really puts themselves out there. They're not ashamed of who they are. They really go with their intuition. They could be very creative. Sometimes they can be a bit, sexual. But yeah, they're very, it's almost like not just like being in touch with that intuition and really being able to harness it as well. Okay, I feel like the energy in between you and this other person, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, so it looks like it could be a relationship, but it could, like these are pentacles, right? There's no cups, which is love. So, this could be someone who it's like helping you with your finances or accounting, or helping you with your skills. Honestly, this can sometimes be someone who's famous. This could actually be someone who's online, like someone who is a big social media presence that you're learning from online. It could honestly be that as well. But they're really helping you out with your finances, becoming stable. It could also be health. Pentacles can represent the physical body, so they're helping you grow with earthly matters. All right. The outcome is, honestly, we've got the Three of Wands. So I feel like you've learned a lot from this person, and all of your experience as well. And you're beginning to move forward in a new direction of your life that you've really been thinking about for a while and planning for a while. You're beginning to take those first new steps. So that could be like with investment, that could be with purchasing a home, that could be with work, that could be like a creative project. Something definitely to do with creative project, potentially that's a business or that you make money with, something like that. You are being aspected by the Nine of Pentacles. This is independent wealth. Like, you're going to be very comfortable, more than comfortable, financially, with your physical body, potentially, finances, where you live. You're going to be quite well off, and so it looks like you're going in the right direction. The other person that you need to know about is being aspected by the Four of Wands. So this suggests being like family oriented, but also it can suggest just like getting people to that higher level. I feel like they have a really good stable energy, and I think that the reason why they do what they do is because they really do want people to have stability and family life and just a home. Like, this could honestly be to do with property and a home, right? Remember, general readings, gotta email me if you want it in more detail. Okay, let's get a few more clarification cards. Yeah, honestly, you are going in the right direction to fulfill what you want in life. This is really, really awesome. You're doing the right thing. Yeah, you're following your bliss, and that's so important. Okay. This other person is being aspected by the Knight of Swords. They are very direct. They're a very clear communicator. They're right to the point. I also feel like they have a decent knowledge of like rules and how certain systems work, like very logical, and also they are quite relatively aware of laws and stuff, but like their communication is very direct and to the point. All right, let's get one advice card for this. Okay. If there's any drama or arguing, and this can also include online, do not participate, seriously. And I think a lot of people, like, I already realized that, like, if people already have their opinion, and sometimes people just want to fight. So if anyone is being argumentative, even if it's just like comments, words, etc., ideas, or if people are like up against you, just honestly do not engage. I would just back off. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, let's do Gemini. Hello, Gemini. All right, so let's see, what do you need to know for August? What does Gemini need to know for August? Please and thanking y'all. Woo! Oh. Yay! Oh, it's looking good. Okay, you do have some major arcana cards, so this will be like kind of an intense month, all right? And probably the previous month was a bit intense because the energy in the past leading into this, we've got the Hierophant. Okay, so this represents like structure amongst chaos. So I feel like one, it can also represent an institution. So one, this could either represent, you know, structure that has been created in your life in a good way. It could represent merit. It can represent marriage. Oh, it could just represent you organizing your life and getting things together and being able to see the big picture. It can be looking at things from a higher perspective, like looking at your life, like, okay, rather from like a microcosm, taking a big step back and being like, okay, I see this. How do I want everything to look? A higher level of awareness, tapping into your third eye sometimes. And also it can sometimes represent, yeah, I think I said it, did I say an institution? So this could be like government, or obviously it could be like a religion or something like that. So that's the influence of the energy in the past leading into what you need to know this month. You are coming up as the Hermit, all right? This can also be a Virgo energy sometimes, but you may have just been really kind of spending a lot of time by yourself, and you've needed it. Like, honestly, everyone, even the biggest extroverts, need time to their self once in a while to really cut things out. Honestly, it could even be just like cutting out social media, cutting out like all of the distractions in life, and really getting centered with you, your soul, your purpose, like getting that information from within. Because honestly, our society is so much like distraction, 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 distraction. Look over here, that oftentimes we don't just kind of like look within, and that's where all of our answers come from, by the way. Oh, and because you get this, you're definitely an old soul as well, so you already have all the answers. Anyways, what you need to know is get out and have some fun. This is the party card, okay? So anytime anyone gives you an invitation, like, just take it, okay? And sometimes when I've been in hermit mode, this is kind of what I have done. If I'm like, if you know, there have been opportunities to go out and I'm like, oh, I don't really like want to go out, this is kind of what I tell myself. Okay, I'll tell myself, I also use this with the gym too as well. Anyways, be like, okay, I only have to go for 30 minutes, and then if I want to go back home in 30 minutes, then I can do that and snuggle up in bed and, you know, watch TV or whatever. So that way you'll get out to see if you actually do want to be out, or if you're just trying to talk yourself out of it, okay? So I feel like you're going to be going a lot more, you're going to go out a lot more this month. And like, this has been a big revelation, because the energy in between is judgment. This is everything coming up to the surface, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, okay? So I feel like being alone has really made you realize that you need to be with people, and you need your community, friends, family, and just to be able to kick back and relax and just have like fun times, you know, and just enjoy yourself, right? And I feel like this is a big desire of yours as well. You know, you really do want this. This is the wish card, okay? And the outcome also is the Four of Pentacles. So this can sometimes represent the home. So you can also like, it could, remember general readings, okay? So I'm just going to give a few examples of what this could mean. Okay, one, it could also be, don't go blowing all your money, okay? You can still go out and have a good time without spending a whole bunch of money. You still want to be reserved and a bit conservative with funds. Two, it could be more going to people's homes. Like, if you're a bit nervous about like going out to big public places, maybe just go to your friends' places, but you know they clean really well, if that's something that's, you know, making you nervous. Or you could invite people into your home, okay? This can, like I said, represent the home. And yeah, just don't go crazy, but you are going to, you do need to know that you do need to go out and have fun and have a good time. And what I would also say is, so because what you need to know is being aspected by the Queen of Swords, this is like a lawyer energy. I would say like, this could be a few things. It could be like, be aware of the laws, rules, and regulations about going out and doing social events, all right? So you're very clear and you understand everything very clearly. But two, you know, be very clear with people about what you feel comfortable with as well, you know, because for example, I mean, I'm just saying what I'm reading, right? I'm not trying to put my own opinion on this, but like, I feel like, you know, some people are going to be a bit more maybe like breaking certain rules and maybe some people aren't. So you just need to be very clear what your boundaries are and what you feel comfortable with, okay? And don't take it personally. All right, let's get a few more clarification cards and then we'll do an advice card. Okay, these are, I'm not gonna lie, these are really interesting clarification cards, okay? So I feel like it's gone to the point where you've been kind of too isolated for too long. It's kind of not, it's to the point you really do need to get out. You have to socialize, okay? And it needs to be like, just chill, not big things, just small gatherings, just like 1 or 2 friends. Honestly, you need to start going out more, going to small social events, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna start a downward spiral. You'll get out of it, but might as well avoid it. What you need to know is that I feel like it may make, you will, I feel like this can be a revelation card, okay? This is what you need to know. What you need to know is that, you know, everything's changed. We'll never go back to the old normal. There is no, that's done, okay? Also, I think, okay, what is this wake up call about? Just gotta ask. Interesting. It might have something to do with psychological manipulation. This guy can be like quite psychologically manipulative, and it also might be like a water sign male. Tell me more. Then I'll give you an advice card. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some sort of disappointment around potentially a water sign male, or the fact that you may have realized that you have been like psychologically manipulated by a certain person or an institution, to be honest. And I think that that's really going to kind of be like, oh my gosh, was anything that they said real? Let's do an advice card. All right, the High Priestess. No matter what, listen to your intuition, okay? You know, you had your Hermit energy, you got in touch with that, you are open to receiving intuitive information. You know everything, okay? So don't rely on other people or organizations or even me to tell you what to do or what to think. Ultimately, you listen to your intuition. You have the most direct contact with source energy, with knowing what to do and what's right for you from a spiritual level. So get in touch with your higher self, whether it's meditation or journaling or whatever it is. You know, you've got this. You have all the answers. You don't need to look outside, all right? All right, let's move on to Cancer. Hello, Cancer. So let's see, what does Cancer need to know for August? Excuse me. Wow. Okay. First off, you're being clarified by this Nine of Wands. So this card actually came out when I was shuffling, and so what I do is I make a mental note, I put it back in, and then I'll mention it if it comes out again, okay? Because then I know for sure it was definitely a message for you. There's one more challenge coming up, all right? And it's to do, and you might be kind of expecting it, but not really expecting it, but as long as you're prepared, you 100% will succeed and there will be no issues. But be prepared and it will be a minor issue, all right? And the universe has got your back. You're coming up as the Four of Pentacles, so it may have something to do with finances, where you live, something that gives you stability on this planet. It could be with your physical health. You know, I feel like there's going to be some sort of a revelation that's going to kind of shake you to the core a little bit. This information, I think, might come from a lawyer or an air sign female or an institution. It could be someone who is actually like hired and it's their job to send particular messages. So it could be like an official letter or phone call or email or something like that. Or it could be some sort of new law that someone is put out and you see it on social media or hear about it on the radio or something like that. What this has to do is something in the past is, well, this whole thing has to do with, you know, socializing, and could be like drinking, like anything from going to the pub. But I would say it also could be, yeah, just being able to hang out with friends. It could be like rules around that. It could also be this, if this revelation could be something to do with if you had a bit of a lifestyle before that wasn't quite stable. and maybe not healthy, for example, like overconsumption of, you know, things that aren't good for you, like alcohol or drugs or something like that. I feel like there's going to be a big wake-up call. It could honestly be from like a doctor, it could be, but also this could be like an announcement about rules around socializing and going out and stuff like that. I feel this is the outcome, is the King of Cups. So I feel like no matter what, you are going to have what it takes to be able to be emotionally fulfilled and be emotionally mature about this, and be able to have emotionally healthy relationships with people, okay? But it will be a little bit of a struggle. You might get into a little bit of a funk. Yeah, and also the what you need to know, that Queen of Swords, this, you know, official message, I feel like it is for a lot of people, or rule or law announcement. In fact, I feel like it might be an announcement. And honestly, this could also have something to do with your work. Like if you work in, you know, restaurant, food services, pub, stuff like that, or if you have a business like that, it could just really switch up everything. But you will overcome 100%. And also what's aspecting what you need to know, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. So just continue to work in, you know, the right direction, whether it's your finances or your work or your physical health. Just, you know, you will see the benefits in the future. You are already likely seeing benefits now, but you're going to see even more. You just need to keep investing in that future. Okay, let's do a few clarification cards, then we'll do an advice card. Okay, so I would say your clarification, we've got the King of Wands. So this could be something to do with, it is like, okay, so if you might actually have the desire to have a big social media presence or just get this information out, you might want to hire someone to like promote particular information about this challenge. You also might want to get involved, like this can also represent like creative endeavors and creative projects. You might want to, if this is like a business, you might want to get like someone who's the front of the business, who's very charismatic, like an actor. Sometimes they can be actors. And what you need to know also, the Knight of Swords, is, yeah, this could have something to do, you're going to have a different perspective. It's going to be something in particular. I feel like you're going to be getting a particular message. Okay, I just got to ask that before we do the advice card. Okay, what is this message or information or announcement about? It's just an announcement, like literally. It's going to be like one very important thing, like one very specific thing that will be announced. Okay, come on, give me a bit of a hint. Come on, a bit more of a hint, please. It's about the end of something. This never means physical death, by the way. It just means the end of a cycle, a transformation. So something is going to end, a particular aspect of your life, of your work, like it could be where you live, or just your lifestyle is going to be completely revamped and changed, okay? Let's get some advice. What's an advice card? Ace of Cups. Always go with what feels emotionally true to you. Always get in touch with your heart and do what feels right with your heart. I know that can sound so trite sometimes, okay, but this is what the cards are saying. Do what feels emotionally fulfilling, because at the end of the day, if you're doing something that's emotionally fulfilling and, you know, right for your heart, then money's a bonus, and stability and things like that are all bonuses, okay? It needs to have meaning for you. All right, let's move on to Virgo. I meant Leo, my beautiful, wonderful Leo lions. All right, so what I asked was, what does Leo need to know for August? Let's see. Interesting. Okay, this is really interesting because it's kind of similar with what came up for before, okay? So this has something to do, so this is the energy in the past. We've got the King of Wands. So this is someone, this could have to do with social media, someone who's really famous, something that's really creative, a creative project, creative endeavor, the arts, all right? So it has something to do with that, or someone who's famous, honestly, like really famous. Could be someone online. Anyways, you are coming up as the Four of Pentacles, so I feel like it could be a few things. You might be staying at home a little bit more, you might be just really reserved, you're not really wanting to like, you might be saving a lot more and maybe like doing repairs on your home and just kind of investing and not really going out, taking big risks or spending, okay? What you need to know is that the Three of Cups. So I feel like, but the energy in between is the Tower, all right? So this could be a few things. It could be like there's a wake-up call or a revelation about something to do with alcohol, drinking, partying, socializing, hanging out with family and friends, things like that, just being able to kick back and relax. There's some sort of a revelation. It could be that maybe this is taking too much of your finances, or you work in an industry that has to do with like socializing and something about that is changing. The outcome is that there's going to be some sort of legal action or new rules that are announced. You are being aspected by the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is someone who could honestly, like, I feel like you're going to do what's emotionally right for you, and I think you're going to be very emotionally intelligent about this. What you need to know is being aspected by the Seven of Pentacles, so just continue to invest, continue to grow. So like right now, I feel like you're probably not doing that much investing, but what you need to know is you actually need to invest more. And it could be, if that is something to do with your business, or it could be like investing in relationships and literally having fun, investing in kicking back and relaxing and stuff like that. All right, I personally need a few more clarification cards before we do your advice. I feel like there might be something that you're wanting to do, and if you actually do it, because this is minor arcana, you don't have to do it, right? It's up in the air, it's your choice, free will and all, but you'll be really successful. If there is a creative endeavor that you're really good at, or someone in the past inspired you to do that, like I would just go for it, because you are going to be victorious for sure, because it's the right energy, okay? Yeah, I feel like there's something that might be kind of at a standstill, like an indecision. At present, a decision's not been made. It looks like someone will likely be making a decision in the future. Okay, what is this? Like, this decision is just going to cause a bit of drama and chaos, but you know what? That's what the past year and a half has been all about, right? So is that surprising? Anyways, sorry, I'm a little bit cynical about certain things. Yeah, but there's going to be a little bit of drama from this new law, this new decision that's being made, and it could be like a decision within a part that is like a policy or a new policy or something like that. Okay, let's do, honestly, I think you get 3 advice cards, okay? So lucky you. All right. First advice card is, we have got the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like if you're waiting for like a contract or some sort of commitment or some sort of loan or, you know, a deal being signed, it's gonna happen, okay? And you might be the one, yeah, I feel it's gonna happen. Yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be offered to you, all right? And it's a gift from the universe, all right? Second advice card, Princess of Swords. You are going to have to be very like flexible with your mind when it comes to likely this new decision or law being made. Like you're gonna have to be very strategic and very open-minded. Also, like be curious, right? So for example, one of the many examples for this general reading is, let's say there's a new law and you need to kind of find out more information. So like if you have to like call or email, literally just ask like so many questions, okay? Just to find out information. So that is your goal, to, you know, be like a detective and to get information, to learn more is your goal, rather than to go around telling people what decision you think it should have been, okay? Third advice card, Temperance, patience. Everything worth waiting for will come in due time, and that's exactly what this card is about. It may not happen as fast as what you want, but it will happen when the universe needs it to happen, okay? And it's always in our best interest, okay? Because the universe and our higher selves have like a much higher perspective than what we do. Our ego, we always think, I mean, I'm like this all the time, you know, that we think we know what's best. We think we know how things should happen, when they should happen, where they should happen, with whom they should happen, etc. But that's when we kind of get into our little narrow-minded egoic focus. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying not to just ego, it's useful and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so everything will come in due time, all right? And now, let's do Virgo. Hello, Virgo. All right, so, sorry, I feel a burp. Sorry, I don't like editing, so you're welcome for the burp. Okay, so what does Virgo need to know for August? Got a lot of pentacles so far. Interesting. I feel like that this has more to do with wealth than anything else. It could have to do with someone, a young water sign male, or honestly, like when I say water sign, like even though I'm a Libra, I'm an air sign, because my rising and my moon sign are water, I always come up as cups, I always come up as water, okay? So it could also be someone who's very strong with water in their chart, all right? Anyways, what this has to do with is the energy in the past. We have got the 10 of Pentacles, so this can represent the home, family, stability, security, like just having all the security you need with finances, your physical body, where you live, investments, stuff like that. So it has something to do with that type of security that gives you a comfortable foundation upon which to grow. All right. You are coming up as the 3 of Pentacles, so this can sometimes represent a relationship, but I feel, because you know you the other person in a relationship, but I feel like for most of you it's going to represent work, finances, something you're working on, you know, and what you need to know is the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles is like saving, being quite cautious, reserved, and careful with money. So what you need to know is, you know, to save your money and to not, I wouldn't do any big spending right now at all right? The energy in between is the Knight of Cups. There might be someone who, you know, actually like kind of cares about you and wants you to do well with finances, but also it could be like that this money or this work, or if this could represent your physical body, like working on having a stable, healthy physical body, it could have something to do with like a little bit of like actually self-love and like wanting yourself to have that stability, wanting yourself to have that security and resilience, all right? The outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. So this could represent, you know, an earth sign female, and I know you're an earth sign, okay? And even if you're male, it doesn't matter. We have feminine within us, every single one of us, and masculine, of course. But anyways, the outcome, I feel like you might be, if you are going to be doing any saving, it should be for a home, or making sure that you're eating healthy and having a healthy physical body and getting out in nature and things like that. Yeah, and okay, this is only for like some of you, but it could have something to do with like a family home, or something to do with someone from your past, helping you with finances, but also it could be just a family member or a sibling who is helping you out with your home and finances and stuff like that. And you are being aspected by the Queen of Cups. So I feel like this is something that will make you feel more emotionally open. Let's do a few clarification cards, and then we'll do, oh, this is interesting. And we'll do an advice card, okay? There might be a little bit of confusion about work, money, your physical body. I gotta clarify this. Okay, so never like be impulsive, right? So there's a difference between like when you are given a piece of advice, right? Or you're given information. Sometimes we're like, we feel kind of that kind of calm energy, and that's when we know that it's more in our best interest, right? But if we're told information and it makes us like up here and we're like, whoo, like a bit hectic, like fire, then it's not right. Do you ever notice that, so that you can use your intuition to make sure that you're getting accurate information? Because, I mean, people have scammed me before, and I just kind of made up a rule for myself, like, okay, you know what a lot of people do when they scam other people is they kind of figure out what the other person wants, and will kind of pull at those strings, right? And a lot of people want money, they want wealth, stuff like that. Come on, like, who doesn't? I'm sorry, anyone who doesn't want that. Well, maybe a few people, I guess Buddha didn't want it. But anyways, other than that, pretty much everyone wants at least a bit of money and security. The point of what I'm trying to say is people will kind of like tell you what you want to hear, okay? And they can figure that out by just saying a whole bunch of things. It's like creating a smokescreen, and then when they like notice that you respond to one more thing in particular, then they'll just kind of pull on that string and be manipulative and just kind of say whatever. Also, there might be a bit of a player that you might be dealing with, okay? Sometimes like players do that. They can use their sexual energy to kind of, you know, say what you want to hear, and it's total lies, right? If something sounds too good to be true, often it is, okay? Anyways, what you need to know is I would not be spending your money. Someone, honestly, might be trying to charm you into taking your money. Okay. Could be someone who's coming in to do like work on the home. Someone maybe you knew from your childhood, or maybe they know about your childhood and stuff like that. But whatever it is, honestly, you're gonna have to like get legal advice. Get legal advice for sure. I think someone might be trying to be manipulating your good nature and your kind heart. Okay. So get legal advice. Make sure everything is to the law. Talk to a lawyer, stuff like that. Let's get one more advice card. They're totally lying. Like, they are lying by omission. They're just being like, they're totally lying. I feel like someone's trying to manipulate and scam you and tell you what you want to hear, whether it is for romantic or money reasons. But honestly, I feel like it's more they want money from you. They look at you almost like a mom, like a provider. Mom, can I have a ride to the mall? Mom, can I borrow $20? Mom, will you make my favorite dish? Ugh. Okay, one more advice card. I would not make any, I would just weigh your options and be really careful. That's for sure. All right, now I'm gonna take a wee break and then we'll move on to Libra. Hello, Libra. So I've just asked and shuffled, what does Libra need to know for August? All right. Ooh. Well, I'm a Libra too, so we're in this together. Well, it's more like an introspective self-realization kind of month, okay? I don't see any big drama. Okay, I definitely don't see that. I feel like if anything, the drama's happened before. So this has to do with something that we have been working on in the past. This is hard work. This is just going at it, improving skills. It could be making money, working towards a particular goal, and just having like a go-getter kind of attitude and just work, work, work. So, but this can, because it's Pentacles, it can be money, work, finances, resources. It can also be our physical body. It could just also be working towards security in life and improving a skill. Our energy is coming up as the Four of Swords. So this is a time of healing, rest, recuperation. I feel like there may have been some heartbreak or difficulty in the past, or at least something that was quite stressful, because now we're just taking that time to rest, recuperate, and it's like we've settled most of our mind, but there's a little bit more. So this month is about nourishment and resting, getting lots of sleep, making sure our mind is calm and peaceful. What we need to know is that there is an aspect of our life, okay? It could be something creative, something to do with work, but there's an aspect of our life, or this could be someone else, but I'm feeling like for most of us, it's ourselves. But it could be someone else. Anyways, where it's just gotten to the point where it's too much work for us to do on our own, and we need help, okay? It's actually to the point where, you know, we can't do it all on our own. Like, it's just too much work, and if we continue trying to do everything on our own with this creative project, potentially creative project, then it's just not going to work. We're kind of like, we've leveled out. The energy around it is the Six of Wands. So, you know, this is something that we will be successful with, okay? But right now is a time of rest. Been working too hard, all right? The outcome is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups can often mean like disappointment, but sometimes disappointment is a realization that something was not enough for us, and we need to go in the direction of something being like really emotionally fulfilling, all right? And that's very important, okay? Very, very, very important. Also, our rest and recuperation is being, we are being clarified by the High Priestess. So just like listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition. You might want to journal, positive affirmations, or whatever it is. But like we're getting all of the information that we need from our higher self, that's for sure. So we know which way to go. We just need to kind of like open up the antenna to actually receive those signals, those messages that are coming. And I feel like for a lot of us, it will come in our sleep, when we're resting, when our mind is calm. So that could also be like, you know, it might help to do like meditation or any type of practice that just calms the mind, okay? Could honestly just be getting more sleep too. What we need to know is being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So moving forward so like doing things that are reasonable, okay? Because like there's something, I create a project that like, it's just too backbreaking, it's too much responsibility, something that's too much responsibility, too much for one person to do. This is more about having a strategic plan, something that is doable, that is 100% going to happen, like very reliable moving forward. And it could have something to do with finances or money, but just going in that new direction. Okay, so let's get, like we could do it all before, but we weren't quite doing it all, but now we need a bit of help or a new strategy. Okay, let's get some clarification cards and we'll do an advice card. Just laughing because I'm identifying with this reading for myself, so I'm laughing at my life. Anyways, so we are being clarified by the Five of Swords. So definitely, if there might be a little bit of drama and arguing in our life, and we just, honestly, I think it's just best that we kind of stay out of it and avoid it and just do not engage. Just be like, back off. Let's do, one more clarification card for that. I'm just curious. It could be someone who is like a male or masculine air sign. This is a very emotionally detached card, but it also could be arguing about like a particular rule or law or policy, right? Or a particular message that's an announcement, or even just arguing about a particular idea that was put out by like an air sign male. And it could be on social media and stuff like that. Okay, so what we need to know about is if you've been watching this and you're like, what are you talking about, me doing too much? I'm not doing too much. I don't need to ask for help. I can do this all on my own. You're lying to yourself, okay? Like what you're not seeing is that there are multiple routes to getting what you want. It's just that you have blinded yourself thinking this is the only way. Me doing this all by myself. That's ridiculous. Okay, we're social species. Come on. There are multiple routes to get exactly what you want. You just need to open your minds and stop being so stubborn, okay? Easier said than done. How are we going to get back onto the path of emotional fulfillment? Then we'll do an advice card. Ooh, be our true, authentic self. Do not be ashamed. Go with our intuition and just be ourself. Integrity, like tell the truth, speak the truth, be yourself, all that good stuff, okay? Let's do an advice card. This does not mean physical death, by the way, okay? It just means there's an aspect of our life, and it could have to do with that 10 because death is ends, and then that 10 of wands is ends. Okay, so like the way that you were planning on doing this before is over. It's done. It is finished, okay? It's complete, all right? There's no turning back. There's no going back to the old way that things used to be, okay? That is it. And for some of you, it might be like a way of thinking or just a way of managing your life, right? But that way is over. You are going through a transformation. It probably feels a little bit like crap, okay? But that's normal, right? Because the end, like transformations are always painful, okay? And you're going through the painful part, all right? But the birth part will come later. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Okay, so what does Scorpio need to know for August? Oh, geez. Wow. Not gonna lie, bit of drama. There ain't no turning back now, that's for sure. You're gonna have a whole new awareness, and this is a blessing in disguise. You won't see it in the moment, you're gonna feel like a victim, all right? But honestly, you will be like to a whole new higher level of awareness by the time this month is through. All right, so this has to do with something so the energy in the past leading into this, we've got the star. This is hope. Actually, like, believe it or not, like you wished for this. You had this hope and this desire so big and so deep. And this whole thing of drama is your answer, okay? Because sometimes to get to what we want, the universe will make a shortcut. And that shortcut, we can get scratched knees and bumps and bruises, but we get to our desire way faster than we would by taking the long route, okay? So you're gonna feel a little bit like crap, but you are going to get to what you wished for This is actually what you want. You actually, believe it or not, created this. You might be thinking like, I feel like crap. Why would I create this feeling? It's, yeah, you're taking the shortcut. The bumpy road is the shortcut. Because this month, you are coming up as the Nine of Swords. This is old wounds coming up, feeling like a victim, negative self-thoughts, negative beliefs, okay? Feeling like the universe is against you, maybe a bit of self-hate, to be honest. But they're swords, they're thoughts, they're beliefs, okay? And those beliefs, you know, it's important to have, when something negative happens in the past, that thought in the moment, our ego helps us to maybe like move out of that situation. Like if we are about to, for example, get run over by a car, our thought might be like, oh my gosh, and just like move out of the way really fast, right? So our ego and our thoughts help us to survive. But then if we keep thinking about that event over and over and over and over and over again, this is just one of many infinite examples, okay? Then we're causing ourselves to suffer. And thoughts like, why me? Why did that happen to me? Like, oh my gosh, did that person try to run me over? Or, you know, why do bad things always happen to me? Or like, I think I deserve this. So like, that's what's happening right now. And it's causing you suffering, okay? But it's just like, don't beat yourself up for that, okay? Because like everyone does that, all right? Including myself. But there's going to be a lot of messages that are going to be really hurting your feelings. Like, I think that it could be from like one person or a group of people or from an organization, or are sending like lots of messages. And but also this could be watching the news because it's so negative. The news has lots of negative messages, but whatever it is, it's making you feel like a victim, all right? The energy in between is the Five of Wands. So there's like a lot of arguing in your life. And you know, that could be on social media, that could be in real life, it could be with friends, family, etc. And yeah, you're feeling like you're suffering, that people are against you, and that you don't really have anyone that you can count on. But yeah, there's definitely conflict in your life happening. And it has to do with like it could also be internal, but I kind of feel like it might be for a lot of you external. It's conflicting beliefs, right? And people just freaking almost like an aspect of your life is like a reality television show with a bunch of drama, okay? This is the outcome. Judgment. The truth always comes out. Always. You will see the way everything for what it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It will all come to the surface. I feel like this is a huge awakening, a huge awareness. And guess what? Awareness can be painful. It can be awareness looking at everything, because sometimes reality is ugly and terrifying to see it for what it is. But we need to actually have awareness and see it for what it is so that we can look at it. For example, it might be really ugly to look at a bone that has 5 fractures in it and it's all completely mangled. But we have to look at it. We have to see it. We need to have a surgeon who looks at it, no matter how ugly it is, to assess it, to fix it. We have to see the problem for what it is before we can move on, okay? And what's happening right now is you are going to be seeing the problem. Good things too, but also the problem, okay? And these messages, these negative messages, this negative information that's all about like one particular theme coming at you hard, all right? It's karma. It's what you wished for. Okay, I'm actually getting the tingly, so this is like super true. This is what you desire. Now, you are also being aspected by the Queen of Pentacles. So what you need to do is make sure that you are eating well, making sure your home is together so that you can be comfortable, that you can get enough sleep, that you are taking care of your body, hygiene, exercise, getting out in nature. Okay, you need to make sure that your physical needs are met. Because a lot of times when people like are stressed or depressed, you know, maybe they'll, you know, I don't know, do whatever, but like nothing is really going to help to get you out of a funk or negative self-talk unless you are taking the 3 most important things: getting enough sleep, getting exercise, at least moving your body, and eating a diet that has enough nutrients, okay? You need to make sure that your physical needs are being taken care of, okay? And also, if there was like a home cooked meal that like your mom or a mother figure like made for you when you were younger, like start eating that, okay? At least a little bit, okay? It'll feel really nourishing. Like you want that nourishing, like good soul food, home cooked food. Do a few clarification cards and an advice card. Okay, this is a good advice card. You might want to go on a holiday, or at least have a goal, something to look forward to, even if it's more in the future or just later in the summer. You need a goal. Just get away, honestly, if you can. And then what you need to know about this other person or situation, honestly, I feel like there might be like an organization, a person, or a group of people that you are realizing, oh, it could be the government too, don't tell them I said that, or just whatever type of or institution or organization that you're realizing has been extremely manipulative and very deceitful, and yeah, manipulative, deceitful, that's pretty much all that needs to be said about that. Okay, advice card. Oh, make sure you're connecting with your community, okay? Like friends, even like smile at your neighbor. Friends, family, work, colleagues, just whatever it is. Connect with your community. You have a lot of love. You just need to put the feelers out so you can really get in touch with those connections, okay? You want to feel the love. All right, so I think it is Sagittarius next. Hello, Sagittarius. All right, so what does Sagittarius need to know for August? Oh, I have to look at that bottom card, okay? Ooh, 3 Cups. All right, so I feel like you've really been connecting a lot with, just like friends and family, and that's really, really awesome. Okay, so let's see. Or just like communities, just like chilling out, kicking back, relaxing. I think a lot of us are really realizing how much we need to how important it is to just enjoy yourself, okay? Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing at myself. I'm like on coffee number 4. All right, so what does Sagittarius need to know? Ooh. Wow. Little bit of drama-rama. It's going to be a little bit of an intense month. Like, I already have to do a clarification card, and I'll start talking. Okay, but it's all going to be good, I think. I'll just do, let's see what comes. Okay, what's happened in the past? We've got the Tower card. So something in your life that you thought was stable has completely fallen apart. And it's one of those things like hindsight 2020, where you begin to see the red flags. It could be a belief system. It could be work. It could be where you live. It could be something, just a piece of information that's like, whoa, it's like rocked your world. It could be a relationship ending. It could be friendship ending, just some sort of discovery, okay? So this is the energy in the past leading into this right now. It has to do with a huge wake-up call. But the thing is with the Tower, even though it really sucks in the moment, it's actually because whatever it was that you thought was stable and then it's fallen apart, that was the universe saying like, that was never going to work in the first place, and you're putting your energy in the wrong direction. And sometimes when we keep going in a particular direction that's ultimately not for a higher purpose, the universe is like, all right, I'm just going to remove that from your life. So you're forced to go in the direction that is in your higher self's purpose, within your purpose, okay? So you are coming up as the Queen of Swords. So this is very like lawyer energy. So you might actually be looking at something very clearly from a emotionally detached point of view, very logically. You might actually be in communication with like a lawyer, for example. You might be going through some like legal work, legal processes, something to do with rules and regulations, stuff like that. Maybe making a particular decision. Maybe you're having to look at something clearly, but it's something to do with like a really big desire or something that makes you feel vulnerable. For some of you, it actually might have to do with the flu that's going around. It could be, just because that is just, when I looked at that, I'm like, oh, it is kind of shaped like that. But anyways, I feel like you're really realizing you need a lot more stability, and you might actually You need to learn more about some sort of institution, or just you're looking at things from a very high perspective, from a big picture. You might actually be thinking from a very logical perspective, like at the big picture of your life or an aspect of your life, and thinking like, how can I get there? Because you have big hopes, you have big desires, this is all about even just like your life purpose, like why you came here. And you're really trying to look from a logical perspective how you can get there. Okay. You are being aspected by the King of Pentacles. So this might have to do with business, finances, money, investment, a business you want to do yourself. It might have to do with work. That might be what you're looking at. You might want like financial stability, home. It could also have to do with your physical body. That Tower sometimes can be a revelation, being like, I thought I was healthy, but I'm not, okay? Or you could be healthier. Sorry, I just feel like I'm gonna burp, but okay, there it is, excuse me. Sorry, don't edit, and that burp proves it. Okay, so the outcome is the 5 of Cups. So there is going to be an emotional disappointment, but it's minor arcana and it's a 5, so it won't last for very long, all right? Now, I just wanted to clarify it. It might be an emotional disappointment about us. If it was, it could be a relationship, but if it was a relationship, it's one that like was just in the beginning phases. It wasn't like a big one. It could also be about like maybe there was a loan that you didn't get, or just or a contract you didn't get, but it's honestly just like a small disappointment in the grand scheme of things. And what you need to know about is being clarified by the 9 of Wands, which is like one last challenge, one last battle, but as long as you're prepared, you'll be fine. Let's do some clarification cards and we'll do an advice card. Coffee break. All right. So, okay, this actually, believe it or not, is a wish. Like I said before with the star, this is also the wish card. This is something you need, something that is more emotionally fulfilling, something that's going to make you happy in the long run and just, yeah, actually be fulfilling. I feel like this wasn't enough. I feel like you're wanting really big things, but you're getting crumbs and you're like, you know what? This isn't enough. I need more. I want everything. I don't just want a little bit. I want everything. Could be with work, finances, relationship. Just something that gives you, that you thought was stable in your life, okay? And you learned in the very recent past that that's not the case, okay? And what's this about? This honestly could have to do with a young girl or a young child, but it can also be to do with your inner child. You might be getting more in touch with your inner child by spending a little bit of time by yourself. Or if you have a young child, you're realizing that they are lonely, or they've been alone too much, or there's been too much like cut off from relationships and connections. Could be something like that. Email me if you want more details, okay? Let's do one big advice card. All right, so, ultimately I feel like you need to start making steps in a new direction of your life. It's something you've already been thinking about, and maybe you put it on the back burner for a while, but now is the time to take action steps, even if it's sending that email, opening that website, like making that phone call, whatever it is, just take that little action step, even writing a list, okay? Just that first step in the right direction of something you've been planning for a while. It could be something to do with creativity, for example, all right? All right, now it is time to move on to Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. All right, what does Capricorn need to know for August? Okay, you have got, okay. The energy in the past, we've got the sun. So this has to do with something that makes you feel like really happy in life. You might also have very recently been enjoying the summer, maybe some good weather, or just like positive energy, really awesome vibes. This is my favorite card of the deck. It's the best card, okay? In my opinion. Anyways, one of the, if not the. So you're coming up as the Princess of Swords. And this is someone who's got like a new idea, a new perspective on, for some of you might be learning a new language. So that just came to me. yeah, but you've got like new ideas. It's like, this is from a perspective of curiosity. It could be like a new way of thinking. It could be something to do with social media, communication, reading, writing a blog, something like that. Okay. And what you need to know is that you are like, this is something that you are investing in, and it could make money, but also these new ideas or perspective could have to do with the physical body, but it's something to do with the physical, literally could have to do with food. And also just like, yeah, making money, investments, stuff like that. It could be like crypto or something like that. What you need to know though is that like, it's a little bit too much for you to do on your own. I feel like you might need to get a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance, and that does not mean weakness. It just means being smart and being aware that you cannot necessarily do everything on your own completely, okay? And I don't think you really realize that. I think there's a part of you that's disconnected from that. So if you're like, I can do this on my own, that makes sense, because you're kind of not really paying attention to that. You're kind of in denial of that. Also, you need to make sure that this is going to be emotionally fulfilling for you in the long run, all right? Yeah, it needs to be emotionally fulfilling. Otherwise, it's just not going to be enough for you, all right? And you are also being aspected by the Queen of Wands. So that's just a reminder to like, be authentic, be yourself, and yeah, just make sure that you are always telling the truth, that you're being sincere, and put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there on social media. Anyone who wants to come to you will come to you. But yeah, you've definitely got some really good ideas and a really curious perspective, so that's cool. And what you need to know about is being aspected by the Knight of Pentacles. So that is just to be safe, to be practical, you know, slow and steady wins the race, one foot in front of the other. You've totally got this, but I wouldn't be taking any big risks at all. Okay, just be making sure you're going in a direction that's emotionally fulfilling. Do some clarification cards, and then an advice card. And actually, I'll do 3 clarification cards because I'm curious about that. Cool. All right, so you are being clarified by the 8 of Swords. So there's something that you're not seeing. Also, I feel like you might think that, you know, there is something that you're working on. There is something you're investing in. And I think you think that there's only one way to get there, but that's totally not true. And you're kind of blinding yourself to that. It's an egoic thing. It's like, this is the way that I planned it. This is the way that it's going to go. But there are actually like many other options, many other ideas that you might be that you are cutting yourself off from, to be honest. So there is going to be something about this venture that completely transforms, right? Like, it's going to change forever. I still see success, you know what I mean? But it's going to be completely different, maybe from what you originally intended, but you're still thinking in your head, like, oh, it has to go this way. So you're kind of in denial of that. And the 8 of Cups, I asked to clarify that outcome, and we have got the King of Wands. Let's see. It might have something to do with someone who's famous. It could be to do with a partnership that you had, maybe a fire sign male, or yeah, someone who's quite famous, or someone who really puts themselves out there. So there might, for example, be a disappointment in a particular business relationship or connection where maybe you were working with someone on this, or it could be disappointment that, like, some of you might actually be wanting a bit jealous of someone. No, maybe, but why not work with them? Why not take that information and amalgamate it? Did I use that word properly? One more advice card. Yeah, I mean, advice, like, you want to actually, you don't want to work with this on your own. You know, get a business partner, get help, like, just get help. There are other people who can complement you really well. Like, you have amazing skills, right? But not in everything. So get someone else who complements you, who's different from you, who has a different skill set where they can match. You might want to get a business partnership when it comes to this. All right, let's move on to the next one. Hello, Aquarius. All right, so what does Aquarius need to know for August? Let's see. Bit of drama, but you are the winner, chicken dinner. All right, I laugh at my own jokes, which is a good thing, right? Okay, so this has to do with something in the past. We've got the 5 of Cups, so there was an emotional disappointment, might be a little bit of a pattern that's happening in your life, some sort of emotional disappointment. It was an upset, it's a minor arcana, it's a 5, you'll get over it faster than you realize. right now you are coming up as the Two of Pentacles. So this can be a little bit of a crossroads, like what direction you want to go in your life, and you're weighing kind of both options. It might be a little bit of a decision that you need to make in your life. Should I go this way? Should I go this way? Humming and hawing, right? And this decision might be about could be a few things. All right, so you just pick what resonates with you. It could be about a business, an institution, a bank. It could be about an earth sign male. It could be it could be about an organization that has to do with money and finances, or like I said, an earth sign male. And the energy around this, this decision has to do, because you know there's going to be like one more drama, and if you don't know, now you know, there's going to be a little bit one more battle that has to do with this person or institution or organization or business. It could be your business, by the way. It could be a bank. There's one more drama that comes out. However, the outcome is the Ace of Pentacles, so you get exactly what you want. You are the winner. And if it was a contract you needed, you get it. If it's a relationship that you wanted, you get it. If it's a ring on your finger, if it's a raise, if it's just getting a job, if it's getting the house that you want, you get it, okay? For sure. You are being aspected by the Four of Pentacles. So just a reminder to be a bit like reserved and conservative. Don't put yourself completely all out there. And it could have something to do with a home or just having some sort of financial stability. It could also be stability with your physical body, right? So if this has to do with like getting test results or something from a hospital, you're going to get what you want. You'll get the treatment that you want if it has to do with your physical body, okay? Now, this person or institution might be somehow related to like a sibling or a family member or something kind of from the past. So, for example, it could just have something to do, there's some sort of connection to your childhood. That's for certain. Like it could be a business idea or something that you wanted to do ever since you were a child, and now you're doing it. Something like that, for example. Many infinite examples with these general readings, right? So let's get some clarification cards, and we'll do an advice card. Oh my gosh. This might have to do with rules, laws, legislation. It could have to do with a bit of a legal battle or something like that. You might be getting legal advice. Regardless, it has something to do most likely with your finances, okay? Or just getting something to do with your physical body. Yeah, but I feel like you're being really objective, you're being really fair, you might be getting legal advice, you're not getting like even though this was emotionally upsetting for you in the past, it's like you got it together, figuring things out, making good decisions, honestly, because this person or institution is so deceitful, lying by omission, literally not giving you the information that you need. They're lying by omission, super not cool. It could have been someone or something that you trusted in the past. Some sort of organization as well, potentially. Okay, well, let's just clarify this outcome. Okay, honestly, for some of you, this actually might have to do with you get like just came to me, a Freedom of Information Act, and it's like the cat's out of the bag. So whatever this is, you get what you want, or or it's some sort of legal action you might be serving to this other person or institution, and everything comes to the surface. That's pretty interesting. But remember, general readings. All right, let's do an advice card. Just make sure you're taking good care of yourself, okay? Because sometimes when there's a little bit of drama in our life, we forget to do the things that we need to do, such as eating properly, getting exercise, and also getting enough sleep. Make sure you might want to kind of just like make some more home-cooked meals, or maybe get in touch with like an earth sign female or a mother kind of energy as well. That might be really helpful. All right, last but not least, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. So what does Pisces need to know for August? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Are there two people fighting for your attention? Like, oh my gosh. Are you leaving someone for someone else? Seriously. Okay, obviously these are general readings, and it's not necessarily romantic, but there are definitely some emotions involved regardless of what type of relationship this is. Okay, so what this has to do with this relationship in the past, we've got the Two of Cups. That can be romantic, friendship, business, partnership. It could be just like a family member that you're like two peas in a pod, you totally connect, okay? This is what this has to do with. You are coming up as the sun, which is like, you know, you're feeling the love. You're probably really, you might be enjoying some summer holidays if you're lucky enough, or at least the good weather. You're really feeling good about life, positive about life, okay? What you need to know about is, I feel like there might be a little bit of drama potentially with this King of Wands. Also, this could be an institution. It could also, honestly, it could be like an art school, okay? If this is not a fire sign male, and trust me, they're a bit fiery as well and passionate and also just completely like authentic and real, especially when it's coming up as the king, right? But yeah, they can be a little bit unpredictable, not to themselves, but to other people, I think. Anyways, but also this could be like a creative institution or organization. But I feel like the energy in between is the Death card. So I feel like if you had a relationship with a fire sign male or some sort of creative institution, creativity can also be like, it can be like being famous, some sort of fame, like social media presence or something like that, for example. But that's coming to an end and it's over, it's done. And at the end of the day, like it's the Death card. So doesn't mean physical death. Okay, it just means the end, right? The end of a cycle before moving on to a new cycle. But because it's a major arcana, you know, it's happening and there's no changing it at this point, okay? The momentum is going so much, like, seriously, it's just not gonna change at this point. So there's an end to some sort of a connection with this person or institution, okay? I feel like they are going to be feeling a little bit on the defense because they're being aspected by the Seven of Wands, but they are going to do their best to keep the higher ground. I feel like the outcome, we've got this King of Cups. So either if this is an institution or some sort of creative project that you've mastered, I feel like you're either going to go in a different direction that's more emotionally fulfilling, but also this could be like a different person. Like you might choose to end a connection with someone else so that you can be with this water sign male. But a lot of you, it could have something to do with work. Like it could be that it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship with a person. It could be a relationship with, like, maybe you had a type of work that was like creative in this sense and you are ending that because you are going in a new direction, right? And you'll be successful, okay? You've been successful in that way. You've been successful in the new way. And you're just working hard. Like you're just wanting to get crack-a-lackin', improve your skills, work, get lots of experience, stuff like that. Right, so it could be a person or organization. Yeah, ultimately what you want is security. You want to be comfortable with your finances, and you will be, by the way. And I think that's one of the reasons why you are going in this direction. But yeah, you just want to be like fulfilled financially with security and stability in relationships and stuff like that. It could also even be like selling your home. You actually might be moving. So it could be a number of things. Remember, let's get this outcome clarified. Yeah, you're going to be victorious. Okay. So whatever new connection that you are, you know, it's this old connection that's kind of just like it's timing out. It's kind of finishing. Whatever the new direction is, you're going to be successful and it's the right thing for you to do. Let's get an advice card. Make sure that you rest, okay? It's still going to be quite stressful, even though you're doing the right thing. It's still going to be quite stressful, so make sure you get enough sleep, meditate, whatever it is you need to do to calm your mind so you're not stressed. Get more in your body. Like, just do what you need to do to make sure that you are mentally calm, all right? Let's do collective now. All right, this one's for the collective. So what do you, right now, you watching, yes you, what do you need to know for August? Okay, there's some sort of like delusion that we have. I mean, I'm part of the collective too, so I'm just saying this has to do with something in the past. It could be like a fire sign male. This is the total playboy type of card, by the way. But it can also be like something to do with a creative endeavor that you're kind of into, right? We are coming up as the Justice card, so being able, this is also a Libra energy as well, but like being able to look at things from an emotionally detached perspective, maybe, which is very important, right? Sometimes this is like very high in the logical perspective. Make sure we're following all of the rules and regulations and doing everything properly, okay? But what we need to know is that I feel like for some of us might be seeing things not clearly for what they are. There's something that is really emotionally disappointing to us, and we're not looking at it clearly, and it has something to do with either like drinking or consuming some sort of like substances like that are when people party or whatever. So I'm trying to keep this channel family friendly, but also it could have to do with like rules, confusion about rules when it comes to like meeting up with people in groups, or something to do with like organizations or businesses that are social, okay? The outcome is to kind of just like get out there and be emotionally open, but also that there might be some fickle decisions with this confusion. There might be some fickle decisions, maybe not quite wise, like feeling like you're going in the right direction, but not really. I feel like that we need to kind of sit a little bit more with our decision making and really decide what's emotionally right, like what's important, what risks are worth taking, because I feel like we're not seeing things clearly and there's going to be a disappointment. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Yeah, so we need to listen to our intuition, okay? I feel like there might be a little bit of an argument or drama because things are confusing. What is it that's confusing exactly? Rules, legislation, laws, information that comes out from the media. Honestly, I feel like that there might be within a particular group or friendship group or family group or something. It could also just be arguments on social media about like there's genuinely confusion. Okay, so if you're ever finding that you are on social media or just talking to someone and there's like a new rule or a new law that comes out and it starts to be an argument, just understand that like I feel like so many of us are being gaslit and confused and told certain information and all of these false promises and stuff. So like what you really want to do is just one, make sure that I feel like we watching this right now are in a better understanding than most of understanding the law, but there's still a lot of things that are really confusing and it might cause arguments and just, yeah, a little bit of drama. Okay, so what's this? Okay. Yeah, and I feel like no, it's not like we're right and the other person's wrong, or they're right and we're wrong, okay? It's more like just looking at this from a different perspective. But if we continue to butt heads with people around us, even if it's just on social media, no one's going to get anywhere, okay? So what's advice for this one? I feel like this is more of like a social, how to get along as a society kind of collective reading right now for August. Just remember the things that connect us, okay? So the things that are really important to us. And also, if you're trying to kind of try to understand like different perspectives, and it's not just about trying to get your perspective across to someone else. It's about trying to draw information out of that person so that you can understand their perspective. And when we make an effort to understand someone else's perspective first, then they will be more likely to kind of see things from a different perspective and be more open to seeing things from a different perspective. And if you are trying to communicate something to someone so get to know the other person's perspective so that they feel understood, and then and like genuinely want to know actually what their perspective is. Don't just like, okay, I have to do this and then I can tell them what I think, you know what I mean? But also always connected to the home, because a lot of people will be like, I agree with this rule or I disagree with this rule, but always bring it back to the home, like, and their family, because everything that's like, no matter what our opinion is, everyone's family and home life and is being, affected. There's someone in our family or our friendship group that's being negatively affected, and we can always bring it back to that. And that's really what it is. That's how we can communicate with people about big things like this. We really need to get to the root of it. One more advice card. And always do your best to see the big picture, the higher perspective, and trying to understand, yeah, the big picture, because sometimes we can get into these little details that ultimately don't matter. It's looking at things from a higher perspective that really, really helps. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you think of my new format for doing videos. I think doing videos, the monthly videos just in one big one is going to save me more time, so I can do like more videos. So please comment below. What do you think? Any advice? Any tips? Sorry if there's any technical difficulties. But yeah, what did you think of your reading today? And also, what other kind of readings do you like to see? All right, have a great month. Bye.